Hello and welcome to the 300th edition of Link to the Cast, your weekly dose of video games and nerd culture ephemera. Available everywhere good podcasts are sold. I'm your party host, Dave Ryan, and I'm joined by the full complement this week. We're all in our black tie gala tuxes. We're ready to go. We've got the champagne corked. We've got the monocles in. We're ready to go. First, platforming prodigy Mark Robinson. 300 of these.
I thought we were going to be dressed up as Gerard Butler today. That's the way I was looking at this.
Well, he's a classy man, so I'm sure he's got the old tux or several in the closet.
I don't have the torso to dress like him from that movie.
Mark, I want to cast your mind back to 2015.
Yeah, that's
a rainy afternoon in Ireland as I hung my tablet off the side of my bed because that's the only way I could access the charger for the tablet, because for some reason my laptop microphone was borked when we did the first episode of this, and I almost did like a phone in, like the way we did it was almost like I was phoning in as the co-host on the first episode.
It was a guerrilla radio sort of approach, and I very much appreciate it.
Yeah. 8 years nearly. Like it'll be 8 full years in a couple of months.
And along the way, we picked up a couple of tag-alongs on the road.
Picked up a few strays. We're like, do you consider yourself like the Fagin of podcasting? You're just taking in all these young men got astray, teaching them to pickpocket people.
Are you saying that I sound like an old Victorian? Because it's probably not too far from the truth.
Look, I didn't say those words.
No, it's just it's wild that this is still going all these years later, and I'm happy. Like, certainly, I think we mentioned this. I can't remember at some point, but I know at some point we've spoken about, like, during the pandemic, one of the kind of like things that felt like a sense of normality that sort of kind of kept me sane was doing our podcasts and have something to kind of just like focus on. And like I'm happy we're still doing this, and happy that I get to do it with my friends. And we got through Game of the Year last year, and we're all still here in one piece. So no, just a big thank you to you three, and a big thank you to everyone that's listened. And I've been looking at the numbers recently, and we're actually doing as good as we've ever done in terms of people listening and interacting,
with the exception of that one Zlatan episode.
Which is still just, every now and again spikes like crazy. Yeah. God bless Zlatan. Yeah. It's wild ride. 8 years, you and I, since day one. There's no three men I'd rather do this show with. And crucially, we'll finally all be in the same room at the same time. Come August, we are all in. Fairly, it'll be a very big room in Wembley Stadium.
I wonder, because I have the Zoom H4n recorder. Should we do like a in the same room recording if any of us are staying near each other?
I think that's something we could work off air and figure out.
But yeah, no, like I was saying, there's no three men I'd rather do this with. This is kind of like, we usually record this on a Friday, and it's like, I always consider it like a lovely kickoff to my weekend. So yes, thank you men for hanging out and doing this dumb thing. Love you guys. Moving on next to the man who was the first official guest of the program, and then just like obviously cloned the key when he was in, and just found him kind of moved in by the time we got back. It's Mr. Chelsea himself, Jack Lazell. Jack, how are you?
Yep, they call me the podcast barnacle. I just attach myself on and bang.
The Wigan of podcasting.
Exactly. That is me. I've obviously known Mark for a significant portion of my time on this planet.
At the stressing amount of time.
Yeah, I think it was I think we're looking at sort of like 22, 23 years now, in that kind of ballpark.
You get less for murder.
You do. But I much prefer growing up with Mark than prison. Just so you know, Mark.
I'm glad that comparison has been made. And
yeah, look,
there were people out there that thought it was a close call between those two things.
there was some times, another gig, and
particularly contentious band practices and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen the way that man looks at a burger, as we discussed last week, and I've seen less aggression in prisons.
Yeah, I think about 2 or 3 different comments. My favourite probably from Mark's former work colleague Craig, who were all just like, "Oh yeah, that's how Mark eats." So it was even just you, but yeah, a couple of people commented on that, Mark. So you've been seen, friend.
I wouldn't try and hide from my former eating ways and habits.
Yeah. But obviously, like, knowing Mark and loving Mark for a long time, was fucking devastated when he decided to move to Ireland because, you know, when I had no one else for a lot of my nerdy pastimes, he was willing, like, couldn't convince girlfriends to go to things or friends or whatever. Mark was usually my +1 to stuff. So it was tough to lose him, but by losing Mark, I gained Dave, because, you know, you went to live over in Ireland with Dave, and I met somebody online, and, you know, became friends with them, and, you know, without them, like, trying to harvest my organs, which is fucking great.
We've been happily married ever since.
Yeah, and from the first kind of few moments that I spoke to him, I was just immediately like, you know, it's that scene in Step Brothers. Like, did we just become best friends? Yep.
Our first 2 ever conversations. After our first conversation, I was hospitalized, and after our second conversation, we recorded a podcast.
Yeah, the first time I met Dave, and I thought he hated me, and then he was just like, "Oh no, I just had some severe medical issues." And then I spoke to him again, and we recorded a very long podcast and had a great chat. And you know, he, you know, in many aspects, Dave is the Irish me, but in a lot of other ways, he's better than me. So there remains that element of me just being jealous to be the man that Dave is. So yeah, fucking hats off to you. And then, you know, the two of you were like, "Oh, this Garrett guy is pretty funny." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, get him on the podcast, see what he's like." And then
I like the way you've characterized that as like you're our line manager. Where we come to use it as bring him in. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had to say it, but yeah, and then it's just, you know, immediately first time I spoke to Garrett, I was like, "Oh, this guy fucking rules. I love this guy."
And that brings me nicely onto my next point and our final co-host for the evening. It was something that I think I said to Mark around the time we'd maybe done 1 or 2 shows, all 4 of us together, and I was just like, much as I love doing the podcast as a duo, much as I love doing it as a trio, I was like, there was something I didn't realize was missing. And I was going to use the line when Jack was talking, it was gassing me up there big time, but in certain ways, Garrett, you complete me as a podcast host. Garrett Kidney, how are you?
Wow. Hello. Neither of me and Mark got that intro. Jesus Christ.
Don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I could be playing Zelda right now and I'm talking to you guys. So I think that says it all, really, doesn't it?
Do you know what? That is probably the most heartfelt dedication of everything that's been said so far.
Mark's already bawling.
Oh dear.
Smiths were kind enough to bring it a day early and I'm like, no, I'll spend that time with you guys.
Oh.
Every single time a game comes out, like a big game, and I see people get it early, I am always like, right, next time I'm going to buy it from Smiths, and I never fucking do it.
Smiths are great, dude.
Not only are they delivered early, they're also usually cheaper. So
That's it. They either, if you pre-order it, it is either going to be the day before or the day of, and it's routinely €5 to €10 cheaper.
All it took is GameStop completely closing down.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait another week to talk more about that. But yeah, Garrett, like it's been an absolute pleasure having you on for like a year and a half nearly now?
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm only on like 50 episodes of the show. Do I really count?
Of course you do.
I'm only just here hanging around.
Cool. Of course you do.
You have provided us with some of our most quotable moments over the last 12 months.
Yes, I mean, like in a world where we have a merch store, Go to Jail is our hottest seller.
Or just simply jail. And who could forget Power Rangers? His most recent catchphrase.
Forget this hot memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But before you were introduced, Garrett, like the thing that I love the most about you on this podcast is that like sometimes me, Mark, and Dave do overlap on an opinion or a thought. You are one of the most independent thinkers I think I've ever met. Where you just have your takes and you just fucking go for it.
And that's usually a description reserved for like Rogan and Peterson, and now Kidney.
Free
thinkers, the intellectual dark web zone, Garrett Kidney.
Well, 300 episodes has been a good run, and I think this is the end of my run on the podcast.
Yeah. It's just whenever I think independent thinker, I think, oh, whatever's about to follow this is no good. But it is true. As I almost the friendly contrarian is a good gimmick for you, I think.
I'm never wrong, you see, that's the thing.
Hey, look, I mean, you got Xenoblade over the hill last year in Game of the Year, so like you're undefeated, my friend.
It's my greatest accomplishment in life. That's just podcasting life.
Item number 1 on your CV.
Everyone acts like getting Xenoblade over the line was the great accomplishment. The greatest accomplishment was what we did to Barry when it comes to a certain rooftop speedrunning game that was eliminated, that we shall not mention its title.
That one freeze frame we posted of him with his head in his hands.
It's, one of my favourite Game of the Year moments by a long way. And shout out to Barry, who definitely is like...
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, you know, he doesn't have to spend like part of his Christmas peak season joining in with us clowns, and he is probably the most like, we have a kind of Game of the Year document that we sort of add in over the year, and he's probably the most active out of the 5 of us in terms of adding things to that, and you know, God bless him for it.
You calling me out for not touching that thing and it's already May?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think I've looked at it once.
I think this year, like, you know, I can't really call anyone out because it's just not been that much.
I'm just like, I'm sitting here in 2023 going, hey, Dredge is pretty good. Other than that, I got fucking,
Dredge is pretty good.
I got fucking nothing.
I looked at Redfall for all of 3 minutes and was like, nah, we're good. We can move swiftly on.
Yeah.
I suppose let's be like self-indulgent for a couple of minutes more. I wanted to kind of go around the table and kind of I didn't want to give you too much time to think about this, but like some favorite memories of stuff we've talked about, or
Vin Diesel's Willman.
Times somebody else has made you laugh. Let's go to Mark first, considering you couldn't even wait for me to get the question out of my face.
Peter Willington is outside of like this circle here one of my favorite human beings. I've had many a conversation with him, kind of just off air and whatnot, and just a very intelligent human being, but just, you know, someone who aspires to enjoying those 7 out of 10 games, and him and Sam Turner when they came on and we spoke about Vin Diesel's Willman. Probably maybe like my favorite episode we've done still.
It's one of my favorite guest appearances I've done on someone else's podcast as well, when I went over onto Staying In. I really enjoyed the conversation we had there. You've also reminded me, we're shouting out Peter Willington. 2 people I really want to shout out on this show are the Bryans, both Rose and McNamara. Yep. Brian Rose, co-host of the Grap Up on this austere podcast feed, and also Brian McNamara, who without him, I don't think this show is still running, because you were like, yeah, let's do a cool podcast. Oh, by the way, I'm going to China. So for how long were you gone?
6 months. So I was gone from August 2015 to January 2016.
So for that period of time, Brian ably sat in your chair and then stayed on as the third host for a little while after that. And I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. I didn't really know Jack well enough at that stage, and Garrett was an internet person that I had yet to directly speak to, I would say, back then. So yeah, shout out to both of those fine men for their commitment, their service to the podcast over the years, and of course, like all our guests, like laundry list of guests. I really loved our the first appearance of Kevin Mahan on the podcast, which started off a deep sickness with me and Yakuza that lingers to this day. God damn it! Everybody's been great that we've had on.
Yeah, you were talking about favourite moments, and I'd be super remiss. And much like his gimmick of not mentioning him and being not on the same podcast as him, I do love when Sean comes on. And like a more recent link to the cast memory that, I'm sorry, Mark, made me laugh a lot was Sean trying to understand how you pronounce Pokemon. That whole segment of like a minute or two of him just not being able to compute.
Imagine a Scouse having an issue with the way I fucking say things.
Wow. Words, shots fired, words thrown. But yes, Sean's annual coming on post Game of the Year and burying our choices, and his extensive notes that he takes as well. Like we
doesn't half-ass it.
We invite Sean on to bury us, and he has a fucking dossier that he's written up about us.
And even a couple of pages in that dossier aren't about Barry.
No, a lot of them were always about hair as well. I do think there's the spirit of a hairdresser in Sean.
It was a very hair-based burial this year, I have to say.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's born out of envy more than anything else.
I would say so. Look at these luscious locks right here.
I mean, we are handsome men.
Billy Ray Cyrus is, I believe, what he called you, Dave.
Envy's a terrible. Do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take Billy Ray all day long. I was trying to think of like memories as well that I have after throwing that all out. I think one of like the hardest laughs I ever had in the podcast, where I had to like mute myself, was the time was both the honey talk and the, what was it you said that time, Mark? Dollet Budger. You were trying. I don't know. Bullet Dodger, and it just all got garbled. That was a great.
There's a number of times over the years.
A number of times where I laughed to the point of nearly whiting out when we used to stream more on YouTube together, sitting beside each other on the couch. Making you play the witness was it was quite a time, but also us. We did. It's one of my favorite. It's on my. I've spoken before about how I have a YouTube playlist of videos that I always go to that, like, if I'm in a bad mood, are always going to make me crack. And one of them is a video of ours, and it's the two of us doing a quick look of the WWE game from that year, where we're trying to have a very serious conversation about graphics, and then the model of Big E comes in, like thrusting his groin very aggressively at the screen.
Probably the best thing that series has done in the last 15 years.
What a man.
No, I've enjoyed it all, whether it's us being shouted at again by Sean McGee for like me being a coward at Dark Souls 3, and look where I am now, eh?
He's all grown up.
Yeah, I know. It's been great, and it's also one of the things I love about doing the podcast is that it's forced me to not just sit around and play the same one or two games all the time. Like, I feel like I have to have something to talk about on the show. So every couple of weeks I should be trying something new. And even if I don't end up talking about it on the show, I'm still kind of keeping my, my eyes and ears open to new experiences I mightn't have tried. I don't think if I didn't have a podcast that I really would have persisted getting over the hill and like The Witcher or Cuphead or now Elden Ring. 3 games that are like on my all-timer list now. There's loads of games that were either exposed to me by like a guest, like, Kevin talking about Yakuza, or by yourselves talking to me on the pod, games I never would have come across otherwise. So like that's been a real great experience for me. Garrett, most recently on the show, so a smaller pool to pull from.
He's obviously been listening since day one. Come on 100%.
Now.
Yeah, it's funny, the moment is pre-me. It's the 2021 game of the year when it comes down to Psychonauts and Resident Evil. Like, that setup and the Barry reveal of Psychonauts over Resident Evil is like the best moment in the history of podcasting. Never mind this one. It's so good, because you can tell, I'm pretty sure Dave thought Barry was like, he's a Resident Evil guy. So
I was done. I was absolutely, I was like, I've fought my fight. I've gotten Psychonauts as far as I'm going to get it.
And then he swerves with Psychonauts. It was so good. It was so good.
And then Jack's reaction, top 10 anime betrayals.
I lost my mind. I was like, all the way through this godforsaken game of the year, Psychonauts has been winning every category. Just one W for Lae'zel, and it fell at the last hurdle.
Yeah, and that's like, I think, a highlight of every single year is Game of the Year. As exhausted as I am by the end of it, it always feels worth it, because whether you see people enjoying the pod, talking about our arguments, or even just like, it's such an excuse to like spend 10 to 15 hours worth of recording and pre-recording, chatting bullshit with my mates, even if relationships are strained in the middle of it.
Yeah, there's a cathartic release that comes like from the end of it. And certainly, like, for me, it actually was Game of the Year 2021. Like, I was suffering from crazy like anxiety at the time, and being able to do those shows sort of kind of just switched my brain off from all of that for the time, because I couldn't get my brain to shut the fuck up for that period of time. So like, just having that as a thing to concentrate on coming up to it, and then actually being able to record as well, was really I don't know if healthy is the right term, because, you know, Game of the Year sometimes doesn't feel like a particularly healthy relationship. But
we've everyone now. It was only his first one this year, so there hasn't been enough chance for it to happen. But every single one of us has been sick as a dog during or directly after one Game of the Year. Jack was briefly hospitalized in between 2 episodes of Game of the Year
pneumonia.
years ago with pneumonia. A disease famously characterized by you being able to talk at length for hours without any ill effect, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There was a year where I had a flu that literally hit me during the final part of recording. Like, you can hear my nose getting gradually more blocked as we're doing the Game of the Year category. And then that year with you, Mark,
so, Garrett, you got all this to look forward to.
Yeah, so
It will make me ill, yay.
a dose of, like, I don't know, rickets or smallpox or something like that.
I was thinking scurvy. You don't see much scurvy in 2023.
Took enough scurvy. A scurvy chat on podcasts. Right, we're doing the show a little bit different this week. We're doing away with the usual segments, because there's no better way to celebrate the tradition of a long-running podcast than to completely abandon all sense of the structure of the podcast you've come to like and enjoy. We have each been tasked with preparing a quiz for the other members of the podcast. And the way I'm thinking of, I usually announce us in a particular order. And that's the order that we all came on the show, basically. So I'm thinking of going, for this quiz, reverse order of when you first heard people on the podcast, which would be Garrett going first, then Jack, then me, because small insider fact, Mark was usually the kickoff main host at the start. Yeah. And then he left for China, and I never gave that chair back up again.
I mean, in fairness, you should hear me on the weeks you're not here trying to start this show. It usually does take me 3 or 4 attempts.
I have, and let me tell you, something I had really forgotten about was my deep and abiding love for Master of the Segway, Mark Robinson.
Some weeks I nail it, and some weeks I do not.
Yeah,
the worse they are, the better they are.
Consistently inconsistent is what I love about you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with that said, then Garrett, the stage is yours to start us off on these tasks. We've roughly kind of tried to keep that somebody can't get over. Did we agree to that somebody can't get over 20 points individually in in each quiz? Yep. So that's what we've at least tried to stick to. But you know us, things are going to go off the rail pretty quick. So Garrett, without further ado.
So my quiz is kind of a play on List 'em and Learn from the 5-Star March game. It's actually more directly ripped off from Richard Osman's House of Games. You will be playing against each other. I will name a category, and you will be naming things in that category in alternating patterns until somebody gets it wrong and they're eliminated. Then somebody gets something wrong and they're eliminated, and last man standing gets points. Illustrative example, I would be like, name every mainline game in the Mario series. So Dave would be like Super Mario Brothers. Jack would be Super Mario Bros. 2, Mark Super Mario Bros. 3, so on and so forth until someone gets one wrong or does not know, in which they're eliminated, and we'll keep going till there's last man standing gets 3 points, second person standing gets 1 point, and first person eliminated gets nothing. If it somehow ends in a 2-2 tie, or in a tie at the end, you'll get 2 points each. And if it ends in a 3-way tie at the end, if we go through the entire run, which I don't think will happen for these categories, but if it does, I have 2 backups, so we'll render that round null and void and do backup rounds. There will be 5 rounds. And the first round is, there are 18 characters in the original PlayStation 1 version of Tekken. That is the console version, including characters that are unlockable and characters unlocked from the start. And this is OG Tekken.
Okay. So, quick question. What if one of us repeats the name of a character that's already been said?
You're out.
Okay.
Oh my god, that is a harsh ruling.
Yeah, no second chances. You got to keep track of what's been said. So Dave,
they do things different down in Cork, I tell you. They don't fuck about.
We are ruthless. Dave, you will kick us off.
I will kick us off with Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu is correct. Next up is Mark.
I will go, just to be flash, Kunimitsu.
Kunimitsu is correct. Jack?
Paul Phoenix.
Paul is correct. Dave?
My absolute boy, King.
King is correct. Mark?
Armor King.
Armor King is correct. Jack.
Law?
Law is correct.
Oh.
Back around to Dave.
Nina.
Nina is correct. Mark.
Anna.
Anna's correct. Jack.
You just answered it for me. That's my guess.
Oh, yes. There you go. The titular Jack. Dave.
Kuma.
Kuma, correct. Mark.
I can't remember what the kind of alternate version of Jack is in the original Tekken, because there's like 15 different versions of him. So I will go with Kazuya.
Kazuya is correct. Jack.
Is Heihachi in the first one?
He is.
Oh,
correct.
God. Lads, I'm struggling now.
We're coming down to it now. Dave.
I will pay tribute to Mark trying to get this last one because he reminded me there is an alternate version of Jack. Is it? Not P. Is it P Jack?
It is P Jack. P for prototype.
I nearly said B Jack.
But never would have gotten
B
that.
Jack.
There's 5 remaining. Mark.
Yeah. Who else are we dealing with here? Was she introduced in the second one or the first one? I'm going to go for it, but I feel like it was Tekken 2, but was Michelle?
Michelle's correct.
Ooh.
Oh.
Jack.
If we're keeping up the women of Tekken, Anna?
Has already been said. Jack, you're eliminated.
Bollocks. Okay, I'm out.
So, Dave.
I am gonna go with. I have 2 left in my head. One of which I'm pretty sure one of them was in Tekken 1. The other one's gonna be a big swing. So I'm gonna go with, on the topic of nostalgia and celebrating podcasts, one of my other favorite podcast co-hosts and my favorite Tenacious D song, maybe Lee.
Is correct. My personal Tekken 1 main.
Oh.
See, I'm now at the point where I'm totally drawing blank, and the others I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure they're all.
Can I just say, on a personal note, I would be extremely pumped if I won a round based on a PS1 game.
So I'm just gonna have to go for a punt and say Bruce.
Is not in Tekken 1.
It's Tekken 2. Yeah.
I mean, I'm nothing but respect for Dave on that because.
Yeah.
Well,
And
to
I
be
bet
fair,
there's
for
a
both
really
of you-
obvious one. There's a really obvious one that's going to piss
Can
me
I
off.
say the only one I had left in my head, because I'm sure there are other ones, but the one that was in my head, rightly or wrongly, I just want to say this out loud on a podcast, Wang.
Would have been correct.
Oh, Wang.
Yeah.
I don't think he was in 3, but he was in tag tournament.
Because you have no
Yeah, yeah,
idea
yeah.
how funny I found people shouting Wang at the TV when I played this game for the first time.
I've not thought about Wang in many a year.
I disagree.
I tell you what, I do like Wang.
I also like Wang. Just putting it out there.
He's hard on Wang.
Tremendous.
Is this Garrett? Is this where we?
This,
yeah?
my friends, is championship radio.
Oh dear.
You could have also had Devil or Devil Kazuya and
Oh yeah.
Ganryu, who I don't even know who that is.
Ganryu.
Oh, the fat
I used to use
bastard,
him in
right.
tag. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
I used to have Fat Ganru, and he does.
I mean, come on, it's Honda. Come on, what are we doing here?
I mean, I liked Ganru.
So that is 3 points, Dave, 1 point, Mark.
I will take a point.
There are 24 teams in the 2022-23 season of the English Championship.
No, well, that's me out then. Cool.
We will start with Jack.
Sheffield United.
Congratulations, Jack. You get a bonus point.
Do I really?
Yeah, scoring for this round is 2 points for win, 1 point for second, 1 point for saying the words Sheffield United.
I'm so happy I get to go first.
You did the reverse what I did to Jack in the last quiz.
I've rewarded him for giving the obvious answer. Well done, Jack.
Thank you.
Dave.
Every shithouse's favourite, Burnley.
Is correct. Mark.
Every single one of these that I guess, if I get through this more than one round, is a complete guess. But I'm going to go with Cardiff.
Correct. Jack.
All right. Okay. On the board.
Luton.
Luton is correct. Dave.
Amad Diallo's Sunderland.
Sunderland is correct. Mark.
Basically, the way I have to approach this is I just have to think about teams that have been relegated in like the last 3 or 4 years and hope one of them didn't then go down another division. But Birmingham
is correct.
All right.
Dave. Oh, sorry, Jack.
Speaking of teams that went down this season, but are still in, obviously, this, but Wigan
is correct. Dave.
Hot Chicken's own Blackburn.
Correct. Mark.
Portsmouth
is incorrect.
Fuck.
Mark has been eliminated. So
I got further than I thought I would have in that round. Sorry.
We're back to Jack.
They just fucked up the playoffs. Millwall.
Millwall's correct. Oh, the engagement on the tweets as they were conceding each goal is my favorite thing. Where it's like some engagement for the first, some more for the second. Then when they went behind, it's like, oh my god. And then the full time, it's just like Millwall fans losing their mind. Dave.
Bristol City.
Correct. Jack.
That's a pull. Norwich City
is correct. Dave.
Hull City
is correct. Jack.
Oh god, are there any other cities that I can be a cunt with? Mark's taken the other one. Oh no, wait, Swansea City
is correct. Back to Dave.
Yes.
Stoke City
is correct.
Ball is in your court, you cunt.
Oh god, I don't think there is another one.
Just add city to the end.
Yeah, Huddersfield Town.
Correct.
Huddersfield Town. Yeah.
Dave.
Blackpool.
Correct.
Home of the Combat Club.
Jack.
Oh Christ. I'm now struggling to remember what's been said and what hasn't. Middlesbrough? Has anyone said Middlesbrough?
Nobody has said Middlesbrough. You are correct.
Oh.
Way Barrett's own Preston North End.
Correct. Jack. 6 left, by the way.
Just trying to think of parts of the country now. QPR
is correct. Dave.
I definitely have 2 left in me, and I have one that's a bit of a guess. But I'm going to go with I think they're in the championship, but because in my head they just exist as a championship team, and that's Reading.
Reading is correct.
They just got relegated, I think.
Yes, but they're
still
currently still there.
Still right now.
No. I'm just thinking like you're right, but next season,
yeah,
that's going to be a sad non-fact.
Jack.
That's the wire here.
I mean, I was really confident with this, but I might actually be fucked. Oh god, I've got one, but I can't remember it. Again, I can't remember what's been said. Maybe I should start writing this shit down.
No, that's cheating.
I got you.
All right, Watford.
Correct.
Oh, thank fuck.
Dave.
I'm gonna go with, and this is like, I only learned this team were in the championship last week, which is why it's still in my head, because I assumed this is a name that in my head smacks of League 2 1 bouncing back and forward like the West Brom of League 1 and League 2. Rotherham.
Correct.
Gareth, how many are left?
I'm
2.
I'm happy to go out with my shield now.
I think we've done all the teams that are in and around London. Midlands. I think someone say what? There's only one, and I think someone fucking said it when we were doing the city exchanges. But Coventry City. Has anyone said Coventry?
They haven't. That's correct.
Oh my god! Thank God.
Dave, 1 left.
You've teed me up just in case. Like one way or the other. Like this is either a swipe at getting some points, drawing with Jack, but you came so close to saying it. West Bromwich Albion.
It was so fun. You said it before he said it. It's like the West Brom. That is correct. You are tied.
I was like,
no one had said it.
I had said it, but not as a guess. I had said Rothermere, the West Brom of.
Is that what was in my head?
That's what I was like.
He said Rothermere, the West Brom, and it's like, I cannot believe you just literally said one of the three teams left.
He said Midlands, and that he thought someone said it, and I was like, I just said West Brom. Is that what he's thinking?
Can I just say, Dave Ryan is playing 4D chess here.
I technically have to revoke your Sheffield United point there for the 2-2 tie, Jack. I'm sorry.
What? No, you can't be revoking a bonus point. That's outrageous.
I did not think through what would have happened in the case of a tie in that situation.
Well, that's what happens when you put me versus Jack at naming football teams.
Technically, there's 21 points. We're breaking the scale just for Jack. He gets through it.
Breaking the scale on the first quiz.
There we go.
Yeah, throwing it out the window.
Had some prime link to the cast.
We invite him onto the show and he fucks everything
Jack,
up.
That
Jesus.
was a fight well fought.
Yeah, the round of applause.
I was just thinking,
I was thankful that you guys took a couple of teams that I wouldn't, if it had gotten down to it, I wouldn't have got Coventry, I don't think.
Yeah, even when you went past all the cities, and I'm like, will you come back to a city with Coventry sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I thought Cardiff had gone out of the division as well. I probably wouldn't have got Cardiff.
Yeah, I think they just about stayed up, didn't they? Like, I think
same Wigan.
Question number 3. There were 19 participants in the WrestleMania 17 Gimmick Battle Royal.
Oh, I'm fucked here. I am fucked.
We start with Mark.
The Goon.
The Goon is correct.
I will have that burned in my brain till the day I die.
Jack.
Oh, god damn it. Was like fucking Sergeant Slaughter in there?
He was correct.
Oh god, right. At least I really thought I was out there when you paused. I was like, shit.
Dave.
I'm going to take the easiest one out first. He won it because he was the only one that couldn't take a bump outside the ring. The Iron Sheik.
Yep. Correct. Mark.
Freebird, Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes is correct. Jack.
Gimmicks. IRS.
IRS is not in the match. Sorry.
That's a good guess, though.
He was in the Raw one.
Yeah.
He was
feels like he should be.
Like 15 years later or something.
All right.
I'll take the. I knew I was fucked the second I heard the category.
Welcome to me 5 minutes ago.
I did try and pick a breadth of things that you either have a shared or shared lack of knowledge.
100%.
But Dave.
Can I just I can clarify with you that the commentary team don't count, yeah?
Yeah, no commentary team, no managers at ringside.
Then I will go with the Repo Man.
The Repo Man is correct, Mark.
James E. Cornette, who I don't know why he was in this match as a wrestler, but here you go.
He was
Did he bring
indeed.
his tennis racket?
He did.
Right. Jim Cornette is correct. Dave.
Duke the Dumpster Drowsy.
Correct, Mark.
Jesus Christ, if he's ruling that off.
What? Is it Hillbilly Jim in this match?
He was.
He was, right.
Dave.
Doink.
And Doink the Clown is correct.
I was thinking about Doink. No.
You're always thinking
I was just
about
sure
Doink.
that Wang and Doink, my two main thoughts.
Mark.
Oh boy, I'm just trying to reach back into sort of the early 90s, mid 90s in terms of bad gimmicks. We had Sheik, we had Slaughter, they'd be the two biggest names. The Tanker wasn't in it. Was that prick in it? Yes, was Skinner was in it, wasn't he?
No.
No, Skinner wasn't in it?
Skinner wasn't in it unless he played a different character, but he's not Skinner in the match, so that doesn't count.
Fuck.
Skinner!
So
I was fucking convinced he was in it.
So if I get one here, I've won.
No, you've already won. It's single elimination. There's no comeback around.
Oh, deadly.
Fuck.
Okay, I had two more.
What are the two?
The Gobbledygooker
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
and Brother Love.
Brother Love indeed.
Yeah.
You could have also had Bushwhacker Butch, Bushwhacker Luke.
Oh, you see, I thought of Bushwhackers. I was like, I wasn't sure if one or both of them were in
Yeah,
it.
I was thinking the same thing as well. I was convinced only one of them was in it.
Yeah.
You could have had Earthquake. You could have had Kamala.
Yeah, John Tenta was in it.
You could have had Kimchi, Nikolai Volkov, or the One Man Gang.
I do not remember Volkov at all being in it.
And Tugboat. Tugboat was in it too.
Oh, yeah. Because he seemed very happy to be there.
I don't remember Kimchi actually being in it. I remember him coming out with Kamala.
Harvey Whippleman is the manager at ringside that you might have fallen into the trap of.
Yes.
One Man Gang is such a fucking great name for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The next category.
3 in a row, by the way.
Yeah.
There are
Storming Head.
36 songs on the 2001 album Now That's What I Call Christmas.
What is this something in your own personal CD collection?
It's important to note there's been 4 volumes of Now That's What I Call Christmas. We are talking about the original 2001 album.
Garrett's gone wild card on us, I see.
You know, like Jack mentioned it earlier on, was you just never know the angles this man's coming at a podcast.
No, I love it.
Important also to note, you do not want Now That's What I Call Country Christmas.
Good to know.
No, Garrett, I think you'll find I do want. Now that's what I call country Christmas.
Now, Garrett, I feel like this is a very obvious question, but I just want to clarify. This is an album made up of classic Christmas songs, like pop Christmas songs, right?
Yes, and I will be very generous because naturally there is a million versions of popular Christmas songs. You do not have to get the artist. If you just get the song title, no matter who sings it, you are correct.
Okay, all right.
We will start.
And what a better time to do this than in the middle of May. You nightmare man.
I worked in retail for 10 years and had 10 Christmases of having to try and like block out this sort of
And
shit. So
the
this
thing
is
about Christmas music is like they're all variations on the same name. These songs,
yeah.
and like it's just a mishmash of like you just say Christmas words and you might get it right.
Yep.
We are
All right.
we are starting this round with Dave.
Last Christmas by Wham.
Last Christmas. Oh God, is that not on it?
What?
You're joking.
That's got to be on there.
Let me do a search. Dave's out in the first one.
Oh my God, I am now shitting myself about.
No! Listen.
No. What year did this come out?
2001.
And Last Christmas by Wham, isn't it? Like, look, I think the song is shite, but
it's not on it. I am as shocked as you are,
Like, I
because
was
when
like,
you said it, I'm like, surely that's here. It's like, no, it's not.
I was like, there's a bunch of songs I'm like, I can see them not putting X, Y, or Z on it. I was like, Last Christmas is a fucking mortal lock.
Let's add
The
this to our top
streak
10
is
anime
over.
betrayals.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is a
husband Undertaker when he lost his streak.
I
colossal
actually
upset.
feel bad. We are
I
competing.
know, I feel
and
great because I needed this.
I feel very bad right now. Mark, are you not terrified about now what else isn't going to be on this fucking record?
Well, do you know what? I was about to say, I'm pretty sure there are at least some slam dunks, but after that, I guess all bets are off. so.
yeah.
Is this, wait, I just want to, Garrett, is this like, now this is what I call Christmas hits based specifically in Cork? Is this what this is?
No, there's not deep cuts on this album, but that's
But there's
not
not
on
fucking
there.
Last Christmas.
There's not Last Christmas. I'm sorry, Dave.
I'm fucking calling bullshit on this guy. Like, is this going to be like a gimmicked quiz now where it turns out none of the songs
shit.
are actually Christmas songs? It's just
Hey,
things that were
Dave,
Christmas number
Dave.
1 at one stage. Rage Against the Machine.
Dave, get fucked. That's it. Right, move on. Come on.
Oh.
Listen, that was a as good a guess as you could have had, and I'm so sorry.
I'm going to say this, and I think I can say this with fear of contradiction. Last Christmas by Wham not being on this album is the worst thing that happened in 2001. There, I've said it.
Jack.
I was shitting myself. Please, God. White Christmas.
Bing Crosby's White Christmas is correct.
Oh, I thought it was setting me up for a fail then.
Hey, look, if that wasn't on it, I don't know what to say.
Mark.
I wish it could be Christmas by, is it Wizard, I think, did that?
Oh no.
I wish it could be Christmas every day. I don't know what the exact like title is.
Oh no.
Oh, you're
How can
serious?
that not be on there?
What?
I expected this round to at least go a
That's
couple
like one of the
ones.
2 most overplayed fucking songs.
That doesn't have an alternate title or something, does it?
No, I wish it could be Christmas every day.
It's not on there. Jack, congratulations.
I tell you what.
That's sensational.
I tell you what, that is I don't even know if I feel good about that.
A point well earned, or 3 points well earned, Jack. Congratulations.
Garrett accidentally picked the most genius Christmas compilation album to do a quiz based on.
Congratulations on your point, Mark.
If you had told me that the topic of the first 4 quizzes you're going to do, I was like, okay, the one that's going to go the deepest is the Christmas one. Because like I said at the start, it's like you could just say Christmas words and it's probably right.
Yeah.
Can I ask, is Do They Know It's Christmas on there?
Yes.
Is Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 on there?
No.
Because that was until the era of X Factor, that was the most famous. This song was actually Christmas number 1, did you know, guys?
That and Bo Rap. Garrett, my next guess would have been Fairy Tale of New York.
Not on there. You're going not. I can list. I have 35 of them to list. I didn't think there'd be that many to go rattle off.
How about Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by McCartney?
No.
Fuck off.
See,
what is the point of
McCartney
this?
I could get because like him and music.
It's expensive.
Rights.
It's expensive. You're going the wrong avenue by picking
I didn't think fucking George Michael in 2001 was holding out for that sweet now that's what I call music coin.
I'm looking up the list.
No, I'm going to rattle it off. You could have had Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley, Christmas Collage by Kathy Metty. I don't know who that is. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
That's not a song. Christmas Collage.
Christmas College.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Home for the holidays. It's the most wonderful time of year. Jingle Bell Rock. Let It Snow, Little Drummer Boy. Little Saint Nick. Merry Christmas, Darling. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Sleigh Ride. The Christmas song.
Did you say Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is on it twice?
Did I might have. No.
Oh,
Jingle Bell Rock, I said, was the other one.
Oh, Jingle Bell Rock. Yeah, sorry.
The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, Winter Wonderland, Away in a Manger, Christmas in the Yard, Deck the Halls, Do They Know It's Christmas, Don't Save It All for Christmas Day, Celine, you're not getting over there. Happy Christmas by John Lennon, It Must Have Been Old Santa, Jingle Bells, that old song.
They could afford Lennon, but not McCartney. What is? You would think McCartney would be cheaper than Lennon.
It's the rule, Jack. You only get one.
They were like, we've got to save something for the other 3 volumes of
just
this
one
thing.
Beatle. Just one Beatle.
We'll take the dead one.
Love is a Holiday, Love on a Layaway, My Only Wish, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Silent Night, Special Gift, This Christmas, Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. Oh, no, that is there. Never mind.
Thank God.
And you don't have to be alone.
The problem is, Dave, is we went too contemporary. That's our issue.
You had to go for the classics. Like
Wow.
there's tons. You could have just said Jingle Bells.
Look, I know. Like it's a bit rich coming from a position where I won the first 3, so it's not like I'm trying to
you tied the second one. Thank you very much.
But Garrett, nonetheless, I'm fucking disgusted with that now. I'm not gonna, like the people at Now are going to receive a very strongly worded letter from me.
I did not expect only one correct answer in this round.
Oh dear.
I perhaps expected less correct answers in the next round.
I feel dirty.
There's been nothing but chaos in this, Garrett. Just chaos.
That's what Garrett brings.
You are the first boss of Final Fantasy.
If we could do back like that, what are your favorite memories of the podcast? This is going to be on Garrett's list now.
All right, the final question. There have been 23 named series of Power Rangers.
Oh, bollocks. I'm out.
We are not counting. A bunch of them had like super tagged onto the end, and a bunch of them ran multiple seasons. Only if they have a unique individual name do they count. Mark, you're kicking us off.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Congratulations, Mark. You said the very obvious one.
I'm winning.
Jack.
I mean, that was going to be
everyone's first one.
Yeah.
Look, let's all be honest. It's the only one the 3 of us know.
I'm so upset that none of you deep dived into Power Rangers after my famous catchphrase.
I'm about to celebrate my favorite 2 words of the just default.
Was there Turbo Power Rangers?
Power Rangers Turbo is correct.
Oh,
Dave.
That's borderline.
I feel like I'm about to go out first for the second time in a row here. Power Rangers Space Force.
Oh, that's so close to 2 different series of Power Rangers, but it is wrong. Sorry, Dave, you're out. Back round to Mark, who I think may not have expected to have to name 2 Power Rangers shows.
No, I did not.
If Mark hasn't got one in me,
there's not a 0% chance that people on this call may not have known there was more than one series of Power Rangers.
Yeah, there is that. Power Rangers Ninja Force.
Oh, again, it's so close. It's so many words that are correct, but it's
I'm
wrong.
just destined to get 1 point on this.
Jack once again claims his default victory.
As if I see fucking two default. Is there a Power Ranger? My next guess would be, because of what Dave said, is Power Rangers in Space one of the names of the series?
That would have been correct.
Muppets.
No, it's also Power Rangers.
Oh, they ripped off the Muppets.
There's so many
force.
It's Time Force. You could have said. You said Space Force. You said Ninja Force. You could have had Ninja Steel or Ninja Storm. You could also said Wild Force. There's so many different combinations of those words that would have worked. Also a Mystic
Christ.
Force.
Honestly, my first guess was just going to be Advanced Warfare and then just fucking bin this whole thing.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
That means we don't need to use the backup questions. Do you want to know what they were?
Go for it.
So there are 119 things, places, or events mentioned in Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Oh god, that would have been some round.
So that would have been the backup. And then the other backup, just in case, is there are 34 people who have scored more than 100 goals in the Premier League.
Okay.
I would have absolutely wasted you all on that one.
So let me do some totting up.
Now.
6. Dave, you got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark, you got 4. And Jack, you got 9 with your default wins. You come in and you win the round.
Point. Boo.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know how good I feel about that.
I am fucking sickened.
Sensational stuff.
Hey, you
good
didn't fucking get KO'd by Last Christmas.
I mean,
I still got KO'd just as quickly.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. That is probably the most shocked I've ever been in one of these quizzes in my life. Of course that song should have been on there. Well, look, guys, at least you know it's me next doing the quiz, so there's no...
I'm also now going to spend a lot of time thinking about... like, anytime anyone mentions we put on like a Christmas compilation, I'll be like, I'll tell you what should be on there.
I'll tell you one other thing. We're only 1 quiz deep and I'm already blown up, so let's...
So my quiz is about video games. So each round I've devised, I've got 3 popular video game series, and 1 round on consoles. And I basically just want you to answer a question that relates in to those video game series. So any potential bias that I might have picked a specific question for a specific person is gone. And I want you to just choose your own category here. So we'll do it alternating. We'll do it in the order Dave, Mark, Garrett, and then the next round after that will be Mark, Garrett, Dave, and then the round after that will be Garrett, Dave, Mark. Is that all good?
Yep.
Sorted. Right. So starting off, Dave, Mark, Garrett. So Dave, 3 categories here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon. What do you want?
I'm going to go Mario.
Mario. Okay, so Mario is Nintendo's flagship character, but which Dutch Mario played right back in the Premier League for Chelsea, Wigan and Birmingham City?
Mario. I can see a pattern emerging. One question in. It's Mario Melchiot.
It is Mario Melchiot, Dave. Congratulations, that's 1 point to you. So Mark next. That leaves you a choice between Zelda and Pokemon.
I'm scared. I'll go Zelda.
Zelda. So Zelda is the titular princess of the Legend of Zelda game series, but which famous Oscar-winning actor named his now 33-year-old daughter after her?
That would be Robin Williams.
That is correct. Well done. So Garrett, Pokemon for you, my friend.
I
So
think of
Pokemon
a
has been-
footballer named Pikachu.
Danny Charizard at Charlton.
Adrian Mutu is
John Deoxys.
is the obvious answer. So Pokemon is short for Pocket Monsters, but which US state does the company Monster Beverage, who make Monster Energy drink, come from?
Is it?
I think like I'm starting to think of like I might be the only one that did a quiz not to troll people.
I did a pretty normal quiz that descended into chaos in an unexpected fashion.
Leave it out. Last Christmas.
Unexpected in air quotes.
I expected the Power Rangers round to be nonsense, not the
In all things,
Christmas.
Garrett, there are no accidents.
So Garrett, where does Monster Energy come from? Which US state?
Minnesota.
Incorrect. It is California.
I was thinking that California would be the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Why did I guess Minnesota?
Well, you had 1 of 50. You took a shot and it didn't go right. Anyway, so moving on to the next round, which will go Mark, Garrett, Dave. So Mark, the 3 games on this totally video games, nothing else to do but video games quiz are Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, and Call of Duty.
Just because I'm obviously now an expert in the field, I'll go Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. So, Final Fantasy, the JRPG series, is about to unveil its 16th edition. But Mark, what year of the 1990s did Mariah Carey release the single Fantasy?
Oh boy, what is Fantasy? All right, first of all, which song is Fantasy? Because she I know a couple of her songs, but I don't know which one's which.
I think the thing that's tickling me the most is thinking about how much Jack had to stop writing this quiz down because he was laughing so hard at himself.
I am going to say 1995.
That is an unbelievable guess, and you are 100% right, Mark.
Yeah.
Well done.
Fucking have it.
I actually was thinking 1995 as well. I don't know why that.
So,
do you know what? That's because I was going to say Mariah Carey in the fucking Christmas round, and I didn't. And anyway,
and that would have been wrong too.
Yeah, and it would have been wrong.
Garrett, you son of a bitch. Oh dear.
We call it episode 300, Garrett, you son of a bitch.
So, Garrett, your choice is between Metal Gear Solid and Call of Duty.
I'll take Metal Gear just to spite Dave.
So,
I'm sure
a very important question about Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Metal Gear Solid series is known for its tactical espionage action, but which titular cartoon star is known for his clothing choice of a tactical turtleneck?
Bollocks.
I don't know. Who is a turtleneck?
You wanna hazard a guess? The tactical turtleneck?
No, I don't know.
it's very
The
mad.
answer
Very mad.
is Archer.
Sterling Archer.
Darling Archer.
From the series Archer.
If you also would have got a half point for Christian Cage.
Yeah, so it is, I will warn you, in this quiz, it is 2 points per correct answer, but I do award 1 point if I think you get close to an answer, or it's generally in the spirit. But
So
Dave...
Christian Cage counted there?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't.
It should have.
Dave, Call of Duty. So the classic first-person shooter celebrating its 20th year this year, but what does duty-free mean when it refers to shopping?
Free of tax and excise.
Free of tax is correct, Dave. Well done.
You've actually finished off, Mark, with that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, so question 3 in this totally 100% about video games, video game quiz about video games. We have the choice, and Garrett gets first choice this time, between Grand Theft Auto, Hitman, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
In your honor, I'll choose Hitman.
Hitman! The Hitman game series features Agent 47, but which Nordic country's dialing code is +47?
Oh, Denmark.
Oh, it's such a good guess because that's where IO come from, but unfortunately it's Norway, Garrett. Norway.
Oh, this is slowly giving me a panic attack.
Oh, in every round I've included one question, which is just fucking gobbledygook pretty much. So.
Just one.
Yes, so Grand Theft Auto and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So, Dave, the choice is yours between those two great series.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Tony Hawk's Pro Skateboarder 2.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So, skateboarding is one way of skating, but what's the name of the ice skater whose boyfriend attacked fellow ice skater Nancy Kerrigan months before the 1994 Winter Olympics?
Tonya Harding.
Tonya Harding is correct. Dave.
Mark is trying to join the dots there mentally and he just can't make it work.
100% so far. So, Grand Theft Auto for Mark in this 100% completely legitimate video game quiz. Grand Theft Auto. So the world is waiting with bated breath for the latest entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. But which pop-punk emo band had a song called Grand Theft Autumn?
That would be Fall Out Boy?
Correct.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So after 3, we have 3 correct answers from Mark. 3 correct answers from Dave and Garrett with a bagel.
And Garrett was here too.
I participated. I picked the names of games.
Cool. So Dave gets first choice in this completely 100% video game quiz about video games. What did video games? Tetris, FIFA, and Minecraft are your choices.
Minecraft.
You'll be happy you selected this one. Minecraft was developed by some dude and published by Mojang, first in the country of Sweden. But what is the capital city of Sweden, home to just under 1 million people?
Stockholm.
Stockholm is correct.
I was trying to reverse engineer your brain and I was like, Minecraft might end up being about Zlatan.
Nearly. So that's Mark with a choice of Tetris or FIFA.
If it helps
Against my
Mark,
better
it's not
judgment.
going to be anything to do with either of those.
Against my better judgment, I'll go Tetris.
Tetris, I mean, great game, great series. So Tetris was created in Russia, Mark, while still under the rule of a communist state. But which modern Russian city used to be known as Leningrad?
Sorry, can you just repeat the last bit of that question again?
Tetris was created in Russia
just the
while
last bit of the
still
question.
under the rule of a communist state.
Yeah.
But which modern Russian city used to be known as Leningrad?
Yeah, I don't know my Russian cities very well. Is it just changed to that? I feel very, very thick, so like I feel very stupid right now, but I'm just gonna say Stalingrad.
No, the answer is St. Petersburg, I'm afraid.
Stalingrad, I believe now is Volgograd.
Volgograd is correct. But you don't get points.
Digivolt?
FIFA, Garrett, FIFA, or the Fédération Internationale de Football Association.
If you ask me a French question, I'm going to throw things across the room.
Is the
le bibliothèque?
FIFA is the organisation that gave EA Series its title for many years. But who played its disgraced ex-leader Sepp Blatter in FIFA's self-aggrandizing movie United Passions?
I knew that was going to be it. Oh, you fucking...
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you want to guess?
No.
Guess an actor?
It's Jared Butler.
I thought you were going to say Gerard Depardieu, and I was like, I would watch that movie.
Guess. Yeah. The answer is Tim Roth.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And he didn't bring Honey
deep in the
Bunny with
recesses
him.
of my brain.
FIFA House.
It is FIFA House. So that means the order for the next round is Mark, Garrett, Dave.
I think I'm going
And
last in the next round, Jack. I think I'm going last.
question 5. Assassin's Creed, Sonic, or Resident Evil, Mark? Which of the 3 would you like?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is a series that features horror and gore, but who directed the movie Evil Dead 2, featuring similar amounts of horror and gore?
Fuck, why can't I remember his full name? It's, oh my god, I hate having to come up with names because I don't remember. It's Rami, whatever the fuck his name is, and I don't remember it.
Rami Malek.
No, shut the fuck up.
Trash talk. Don't we all love it here? I'll give you half a point for Rami.
Come
Or not
on,
half a point,
Mark.
1 point.
Come on, you watch Multiverse of Madness. You know his name. Rami. You're gonna have to give me the half point because I'll be here till the end of time.
The answer is Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. There we go.
Yeah, get the 1 point for that. So, Garrett, you get a choice between Sonic and Assassin's Creed.
I'm going to take Sonic.
Sonic, the Blue Hedgehog, has been a feature in video games for Sega since the 80s. But what 90s band Oasis, what drink did they want you to give them after telling you, I'm feeling supersonic, give me what drink?
Champagne.
It is, I am feeling supersonic, give me gin and tonic, I'm afraid, Garrett.
God damn it. So just pick the one Oasis song that I know that has a name of a drink in it.
Hello, I'm feeling supersonic. Give me champagne.
Gotta bring a bit of
Bit of class.
delicacy to a bit of class.
Actually, they're from Manchester, so it's just sparkling wine.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed. So, Dave, Ubisoft's game series often sees you work your way through historical open world environments, but what is the last name of the character Creed on the US office?
Oh, I don't know.
It's Creed. Anyone else?
Bratton.
Bratton is correct, Garrett.
Let it be known, I've known all of the geography ones and that. So.
Don't you just wish you'd selected that when you had a choice of two? But Garrett, never fear, because round 6 in this completely 100% legitimate video game quiz about video games, your choices are Madden, Pro Evo, and Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Let's go Pro Evo.
Pro Evo is short for Professional Evolution, but which English scientist was born in 1809 and known for his in-depth work on evolutionary biology?
Charles Darwin?
Charles Darwin. Garrett's on the board. Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen.
It's not a shutout. It's not a shutout.
It's like, you know, one of those matches where like a team is like 5-0 up and they get a goal back and everyone's disappointed.
Hey!
You know when Brazil got that goal back against Germany?
There you go. Good old Oscar. So it goes back to Dave now. A choice between Madden and Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Tiger Woods lent his name to the EA golf game, but which Premier League club does striker Chris Wood currently play for?
Currently?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No. Yeah? No. Is it Newcastle?
Newcastle is incorrect. He is currently on loan, as his name would suggest, at Nottingham Forest.
But you said Premier League team.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Fuck. You wouldn't mind. We listed all 24 championship teams like 15 minutes ago.
I was like, God, yeah. Like, I forget that they, well, not for much longer.
And I feel really bad for Mark because the question in this round, Madden is an American football video game, but Mad Max is a film series starring Mel Gibson. Which animal did he communicate through in a 2011 movie of the same name?
Why did I not go for this?
This was a thing.
Yes, it was his comeback movie.
Right, okay.
Jodie Foster directed, I believe.
It's an animal, right?
Yes. In a puppet form that he communicated through. In this 2011 film, Mark Robinson.
All right. Let's think outside the box here.
That's quite funny for a reason that you will find out in a minute.
I don't know. Fucking.
I'm not gonna lie, if you pull this out, I will be stone dead here in this chair.
I will not. I will not pull this out. I can tell you right now. Fuck it. Flamingo.
Flamingo is incorrect. Speaking of boxes, the answer is Beaver. The Beaver, directed by Jodie Foster. So, as we enter round 7, current scores on the doors: Dave 8, Mark 7, and Garrett 2. All to play for, apart from Garrett. Next round.
You didn't have to say that, but you did.
Can I ask, how many more rounds of this have we got?
Yeah, I thought there was going to be 3 rounds.
There are 4 more rounds.
Oh my god.
7, 8, 9, and 10.
Should never have given you your Sheffield United bonus point.
This is outrageous. Mark has disappeared off screen. I think he passed out.
I've stopped celebrating this show.
This is why you don't give Jack more than a week to come up with a quiz.
Dave, Round 7 of the completely legitimate 100% video game ironclad quiz about video games featuring all video games. Need for Speed, Tomb Raider, or Gran Turismo, please?
Speed.
Need for Speed. Need for Speed is a game that makes you go fast in obnoxiously coloured cars. But what kind of drug is speed?
What do you mean?
Speed is classified as a particular kind of drug. What kind of drug is speed? It's a street name for the drug.
Is it an amphetamine?
It is an amphetamine, correct, Dave. Well done. That was
Interestingly
probably...
enough, I once sat beside a man while we were at a house party watching a UFC pay-per-view while he ate an entire lunchbox full of speed.
I like the fact that it wasn't a lunchbox. Really gives you something to tuck
lunchbox,
into.
a Postman Pat lunchbox, to be exact.
That is a depressing, horrifying view of someone's life. Anyway,
Yes, mine.
Mark Robinson, you can select between Tomb Raider and Gran Turismo.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider involves rescuing priceless relics from far-off lands. But which city in the US do the Raiders currently play in the NFL?
The Raiders. This would be the Viking Raiders, right?
No, that is a tag team.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's the quiz show tone that got me. No, that is a tag team.
The NFL franchise.
He's gone very like Ross from Friends.
This is my favorite. I think for the next 100 podcasts, Jack has to do this voice for subjecting us to this.
I will kill myself.
Minneapolis.
No, the answer was Las Vegas. The Las Vegas
That would have been
Raiders.
right for the Vikings.
It would
Not
have
the
been right
Raiders,
for the
though.
Vikings.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I was clearly like, I had an angle when I was just fixing to it.
You just wanted to talk about some Vikings, man, and who could blame you?
Apparently
right?
so.
Who could blame you?
Garrett, I believe this is professed to be your specialist subject, but Gran Turismo is a real-life racing sim, but Gran Canaria is an island which forms a part of which country?
Spain?
Spain is correct, Garrett. The geography master pulls
Yeah.
it back. So, 3 rounds remaining.
I think is Mark
Mark
just
to
taking
lead off.
shots now.
Oh, I've been doing that since the start. Don't you worry about that.
Mark, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and Street Fighter. Pick your poison.
I mean, we'll go with Tekken.
Tekken, a game series featuring Yoshimitsu, Paul Phoenix, and Law. But what is the name of the lawyer played by Bob Odenkirk in Breaking Bad and his own titular series?
His worked name or his shoot name?
His worked name, titular series.
I don't know because I've never watched it, so I don't know.
The answer is Saul Goodman, or It's All Good, Man. But not for you, Dave. No, it's not. It's Garrett next.
I made a mistake.
I screwed up because I was trying to be a dick. Garrett,
Oh, don't
next
worry.
question.
You succeeded.
Garrett, I'm backing you for the comeback here, except I think it's mathematically impossible. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Go Mortal Kombat.
Good choice, my friend. A fighting game where you are trying to hammer your opponents. But if you're referring to somebody as mortal in the northeast of England, what does that mean?
To be mortal in the northeast of England.
Yes, in slang terms. Being
Never heard
mortal
of that.
means
No,
what?
your words are imaginary. What are you doing?
All words are
to
imaginary.
be cool.
To be cool is incorrect. It means to be very drunk.
Ah.
Yes. Unfortunately, people in Newcastle have different terminology. Dave, Street Fighter. Lots of fighting and lots of streets come in this action-packed video game. But what album by Irish rock band U2 features the song Where the Streets Have No Name? Mark's pissed because he knows the answer to this one.
Man, I like as a mark of national pride, I try to know as little as possible about them. Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree is correct.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I was either going to pull a Joshua Tree or an Actung Baby at you.
Yeah.
Joshua Tree is actually a very good album by a very massive ring piece in Bono. So, Garrett goes first in this round. Can he pull it back? I don't know. Red Dead, God of War, or Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, I'll pick Kingdom Hearts just out of principle.
Kingdom Hearts.
It's going to be the most nonsense question imaginable now, isn't it?
It's going to be, you're going to have to define dynastic succession now.
This game and this quiz is about video games and nothing else. Kingdom Hearts, a blend of Square Enix RPG characters and Disney favorites, feature in this series, but who released the 1979 song Heart of Glass?
God damn it.
Nothing.
The answer is Blondie.
Blondie.
Blondie. The thing is, you probably know the answer to the other two in here, so I actually feel very bad for you.
You set a trap for me with Kingdom
There's
Hearts.
no way was he not picking Kingdom Hearts.
Betrayed.
Don't act like you know what I'm doing with this quiz.
Yeah, if there's one thing we can all say, is that we don't know what Jack's doing.
So, Red Dead or God of War for Dave Ryan?
Red Dead.
2 games feature in this action-packed rootin' tootin' cowboy game series, but which famous Western actor does Marty McFly refer to himself as in Back to the Future 3?
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood is correct. Dave has pretty much sewn things up now.
3 Red Dead games. Don't forget Red Dead Revolver.
No one cares. God of War, Mark. A series featuring a lot of Norse mythology, but who is the top-scoring Norwegian player in Premier League history?
I'm presuming that would be Haaland.
No, incorrect. It is former Manchester United forward Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I didn't think about it, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Anyway, Dave, PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch?
Only by the virtue of the fact that I, according to Jack, have stumbled into the lead here. I'm the only one who hasn't had their brain completely broken by this yet.
Dave has been more fortunate than others in this quiz.
PlayStation.
PlayStation, on its 5th iteration, is Sony's flagship console, but which 1991 movie featured aliens called Station, whose only spoken word was Station?
Repeat the question.
Dave, PlayStation on its 5th iteration is Sony's flagship console, but which 1991 movie featured aliens called Station, whose only spoken words were Station?
Pass. I'm going to be raging at this one because I know it.
The answer is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
Station indeed. Mark Robinson, Xbox or Switch?
I would say Xbox.
Xbox emerged as Sony's main competitors in the console market in the early 2000s, created by Microsoft. But which rapper released the 2002 single X Gon Give It To Ya?
It'd be DMX.
That is correct, Mark Robinson. Well done. You finished the quiz on 9 points. Dave on 14. Garrett, can you move from 4 to 6? Only you will know. Switch, Nintendo's return to form console, was released in 2017 to much acclaim. But what does Switch mean in the BDSM community?
What? Isn't it like a whip?
No, the answer is someone who alternates between sub and dom or top and bottom, depending on your sexual preference. Garrett.
Well, I guess we're not monetizing this episode.
Well, now, the final results are Dave with 14 big boys, Mark with 9 slightly smaller boys, and Garrett with 4 puny boys. Thank you very much. I've been Chuck myself.
How many did Mark get?
9, I believe.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep track
Oh, but how are you keeping track of
of
this?
the final scores in each quiz.
No, I just in general.
So After 2 quizzes, I've scored 8 and 14 for a grand total of 22. Jack has scored 9. Mark has scored 9. And Garrett has consistently scored 4 in both quizzes for a total of 8.
Wait, I've only scored 9 points? What did I get in the first?
Oh, sorry. Wait. No, wait. Who did the first quiz? Oh, it was you that got 4 in the first quiz, not Garrett. Sorry. It was Garrett's quiz.
It was my quiz.
Garrett has
0
4
points in my
total.
quiz.
You have 13 points.
All right.
Because you got the 4. Yes.
All right. I guess it is my turn.
No, it's you. You were last,
then.
my friend, because you were.
Sorry.
You were doing
Yes,
it in order that we
Sorry.
first heard each other on the podcast. So my quiz has 2 elements to it. One that I will take each of you separately, and you will get a round of your own questions that follows a particular theme. And then the second one is a free for all, and it will be fastest finger first. Okay. So the first element of the quiz is called Give Me the Numbers. I thought on this week of all weeks where Zelda's coming out and we're seeing all the people raving about the scores it's gonna get or it did get as of the day we're recording, I thought a fun thing to do would be to put 2 games against each other and each person has to decide which got the higher Metacritic score.
Oh no.
So each one of you is going to get 5 head-to-head clashes of video games.
Okay.
You have to guess which one got the higher score, and I have the scores for each one here, and I will reveal them in Junus, of course. First up to the plate, I have written down because I was trying to figure out how I'm going to go alphabetical order. So Garrett, you're up first. And I've tried to give everyone a couple of ones in here that have a bit of a personal flavor to them. So Garrett, your first 2 games head to head are Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Oh, so we're talking Wii release, not Switch remaster.
Correct. Unless otherwise stated, these are original releases, and I have tried to get Metacritic scores on the same platform where possible. So if 2 games were multi-platform releases, I took both of their PlayStation scores or both of their Xbox scores rather than one of each.
I will take the correct answer, even if it's not the correct answer. It's Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Garrett, you've started off with 0 points.
Fuckers are so wrong. Go back in time and make them fix it.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has a Metacritic score of 89. Topped by Xenoblade Chronicles with a massive 92. And I would have thought it was the other way around as well. That's why I was like...
No, you see, what probably happened is like only the niche RPG weirdos played the first one, which reason it skews slightly higher as opposed to the third one, which probably had like a broader base of reviews, which drags it down.
I feel like I'm going to turn it to Jack here because I really want to keep doing the voice. Speaking of niche RPG weirdos, Live Alive 2022 or Paper Mario The Origami King?
Live Alive.
Live Alive is correct with a score of 81 on Metacritic. Paper Mario The Origami King, 80. So only 1 point in the difference.
Both those are too
That's
low.
criminally low.
Shout out to Bobby.
God bless you, Bobby.
Next up for you, Splatoon 3 or Final Fantasy 8?
Ooh. Like, okay. So if I were to guess, Splatoon 3 is probably like 85, 86-ish. So then the question is, do I think Final Fantasy 8 is higher? I think it was the lowest regarded. This isn't helping. Talking through it isn't helping. I think Final Fantasy 8 will be low or high 80s. So Final Fantasy 8.
Splatoon 3 had a Metacritic score of 83.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 8 had a Metacritic score of 90.
Yeah.
Wow. I got a point there, my friend. Second last question.
Should have been 99.
Red balloons?
Super Mario 64 or Super Mario 64 DS?
Listen, because it has better controls, Mario 64 DS is probably a better game. But did it score better as early DS game?
This is what I thought was interesting because you could go either way, going, oh, no one's going to rate that higher than the original. But then also you've got the people like feeling they can't give something less than a 10 when this comes back round again.
It's Wario now.
It's a confusing one.
On the basis that unless it's Mario 64 DS, I don't think you asked the question. So I'm going to say Mario 64 DS.
Oh, you worked yourself into a shoot at Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 DS had a Metacritic score of 85. No problems there. Super Mario 64, however, has a Metacritic score of 94.
Moneyballed my way into defeat. Like most people moneyballing.
0 big mad points for you, my friend. Final one for you. Topical as to something you got me into this past year, a genre of game. Bloodborne or Dark Souls?
Ooh, see, this falls into the same thing as Xenoblade, where the people who would have reviewed Dark Souls would have been the sickos.
The Sean McGee's of the world.
But Bloodborne is like one of the most beloved games of all time, but I think it only developed that reputation post-launch.
Oh, I've really thought about which games I'm putting up against each other in this thing.
Oh, it's excruciating.
Garrett's twisting himself in knots.
Yeah.
There are so
I'm not going to say that I'm completely motivated by Garrett saying I was bad at putting together quizzes, but you know.
I love it if me and Mark's questions were just like, what's better between like the original ET game?
Jack, say the.
Yeah.
I will. I don't know. I don't know which I'll go for.
Just guess a game, innit? Fuck it.
To show that I've learned through, I'll go with Dark Souls.
I'm afraid that's incorrect.
I can't. I really feel bad, but I was so rooting for him to get that wrong.
He reverse engineered himself into a shoot this time.
This is why learning is wrong.
Learning is bad.
No one should ever do it.
Dark Souls had a Metacritic score of 89, Bloodborne 92.
Oh, Jesus.
Jack, you're up next.
I could have been playing Zelda.
There's some pretty good ones in here for Jack.
Oh, God.
This is like really like choosing between your favorite children for a couple of these.
Yep.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater versus Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is like 96 on Metacritic, so it's got to be that.
You were close. You were correct.
It's like 98, I think.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is 92, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is in fact 98. Correct, Mark?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Unfortunately, you get
98.
no mad points
Wow.
for this. This one, I'm doing it a little bit differently.
All right.
I will give you a bonus point for this one. Okay, if you get the correct order, because this is a 3-way.
Oh, God.
Hitman, Hitman 2, Hitman 3.
I just knew you were going to do that.
The World of Assassination trilogy. You get 1 point for guessing which one is the highest, and then you will get a bonus point if you get the 3 in order from highest to lowest.
Oh.
Actually, we say bonus half point, because you're the only one that's gotten a bonus point
This
chance
motherfucker's
so far.
going like inauguration of the Bound for Glory series on us, just throwing points all over the place.
The Eric Bischoff of quizzes.
I think it's either going to be, I think 2 is going to be bottom. And then it's either just 3 or 1. Well, I'm going to say that it's probably 3 first, and then 1. I don't think it's 3, 1, 2, because you get the whole package with 3, and 1 was the sort of episodic. So I think Hitman 3 the best, 1, and then 2.
That is 100% correct.
Nice.
Oh my! I'm so happy right now.
Next up, Super Mario Odyssey versus Super Mario 64.
Jesus. That is a good question for me, because I love... I think Odyssey would have... no, maybe not. 64. God, did you say what the 64 score was earlier?
Sure
and I
did.
just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you sure weren't.
Classic, poorly constructed Dave Ryan quiz.
It's not. I knew he wouldn't be listening.
Hints round to round. Disgusting.
I was too busy waiting for carrots.
I knew he wouldn't be.
Too busy waiting, sitting on tenterhooks, waiting for me to bottle
This
it.
is another class I've realised what Jack does during quizzes.
Super Mario Odyssey, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with it. It was my first reaction. I'm going to go with my gut.
You're correct.
Oh, yes. Get in there. Go and have it.
Next up,
Take that, Garrett.
shout out to Peter Willington for this one. Vin Diesel's Wheelman or 50 Cent Blood on the Sand?
Blood in the sand. Fuck it.
Blood on the Sand is correct.
Oh, yes. The pace.
And this is the Rotten Tomatoes audience score special final question.
Oh, please be.
The Fast and the Furious or Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes. I was so hoping you were going to do. I'm going to think. I think Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your final answer?
It is.
The audience score for Fast and the Furious, 74.
That's so much higher than I thought it was.
The audience score for Gone in 60 Seconds is 77.
Oh, yes. Come on. Was that 5 out of 5 and a bonus point?
You've nailed
yes. Take
Graceful.
that, Mark.
Okay.
Thank you for not directing with me this time,
I have
Jack.
a feeling regardless, I think Mark is going to have a strong second half of this quiz, regardless of how he gets on in this. So, Mark,
Don't big me up too much.
this is, I've thought long and hard.
Can't even remember who fucking directed Spider-Man. Like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Come on.
Sam Raimi.
I've thought
Sam
long and hard
Raimi,
about
get it
your
right.
choices here. And again, it's going to be picking between favourite children. Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
Surely that's Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get you nice and warmed up with that one. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 2.
That's a tough one, you know.
I feel like MGS2 was more divisive. I would say the first.
You would be incorrect, which surprised
Oh, really?
me.
I was gonna say,
So
Wow.
we'll go back to
At the
Ocarina of
time-
Time and Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask 95, which is higher than I thought, considering that was a
Yeah.
bit divisive as well. Ocarina of Time 99.
Yeah, come on.
Until literally today, it was
Ocarina of Time, noted good game.
yes, yeah. As we were airing, OpenCritic, the other aggregation website, has the new Zelda at 100.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes. Then Metal Gear Solid.
Garrett, you're just trying to score a point for naming what the new Zelda game was.
I know things. There's things in my head. I know answers to things.
Metal Gear Solid 1, 94. Absolutely respectable. Metal Gear Solid 2, 96. Which
Do you
is
know what?
higher than Super Mario 64, which Jack will tell you was rated quite highly.
How fucking outrageous.
Here's one. Diddy Kong Racing versus Mario Kart 64.
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
felt like bait.
Mario Kart 64, 83, which I thought for
That is
Mario Kart
so
is
incorrect.
pretty low. Diddy Kong Racing, 88.
Mostly because it's a bad game.
Look, Diddy Kong has a story mode. It's the thing we've been
Yeah.
wanting all this time with Mario Kart. It's just that's the way things are.
Garrett, I think in the hush there, did you just say that Mario Kart 64 is a bad game?
Yes.
Ooh.
Like most N64 games. Like most of them are
all
bad.
right, Sean McGee. What fucking hell?
Sean McGee possessed Garrett for a Jesus Christ.
All three of us went to Sean
It's like,
McGee.
I just want to say, like, has Garrett lost a hand and had it like replaced, and now he's doing a whole fucking solid snake, liquid snake thing here?
He'll be
Yes.
talking about Robbie Fowler and telling us how much he hates John Lennon in a minute.
Next up for you, Mark. GoldenEye 007 versus
Oh, boy.
Perfect Dark.
Ooh, that is actually a tough one.
Because I was reading about, GoldenEye a while ago, and I feel like at launch, like some people didn't get it as
Now,
much.
bear in mind, this is the grand aggregation of all reviews. Doesn't mean they were deadline day.
Yeah, it's because the
Appreciate
frame
you,
rate
Dave,
on,
for
on
taking that voice
Thanks,
on. as well.
Perfect Dark is pretty I feel like it's just trap, but come on, it's got to be GoldenEye, surely.
It's not GoldenEye.
Come on.
GoldenEye, this was probably the most astonishing fact I learned this entire construction of this quiz. GoldenEye 007, 96 on Metacritic. Perfect Dark, 97.
No
I mean,
way.
I like Perfect Dark, but that's...
As a lifelong
Alright.
Perfect Dark truther, I feel ultimate vindication in this moment.
all right.
But 97 though,
That's
Dave.
And now
It's a good
strong.
I
game.
have to pit Mark's two favourite games against each other in this next one. This is his final one.
Can I just say, is one of
Get
these
away
by any
Black
chance...
Monday.
No. Is one of these by any chance Heavy Rain?
No.
Okay, is one of these The Witness?
It's True Crime, The Streets of LA
All right.
versus
The Witness.
The Getaway Black Monday.
There we go.
Oh yes, I got it. I'm so. I've actually popped hard at like.
I tried. I bit my lip when you said it because I was like,
All right, let's think. We've got to be working in like the 70s here, surely. I can't imagine either of these are hitting the 80s.
I may be one of the only souls on Earth who has played both to completion.
But can Mark get this?
PS2 was a super weird time.
Which one is more janky? I mean, it's a Sophie's choice, really, when you think of it that way.
It is pretty close.
I'll say True Crime.
You would be correct.
Oh, thank God for that.
True Crime: The Streets of LA, 77. So nearly into being good.
I feel like it's like, a respectable kind of B tier type of title.
The Getaway, Black Monday, 57.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
If you ever drove a car in that game, Mark, you would understand, and it would not have been a debate. Okay.
Oh dear.
So that concludes the first round, and after the first round, we have Garrett with a very respectable 2 points, Jack with 6 points out of 5, and Mark with 4.
Diabolical.
It is all to play for. So
Garrett's head is in his hand. You can tell from
we can't see him.
My bonus point was available to everybody, not just Jack.
But I felt like because he was the only one that got a 3-way of like games.
You
that
didn't
are
have
really
to give him a 3-way.
You could have written a different question.
Okay, Garrett, it's not like that 1 point was really going to make a difference between you.
Make or break.
Okay,
it's a morale breaker. You see.
I wanted to honor some of the influences on like us, getting into the discussing video game space. So for this second quiz that I have nicknamed the Zero Bomb Inquisition, I have 10,
I might be in trouble here.
10 statements made in reference to video games by 3 of the most prominent influences on starting this podcast, that being Jeff Gersman of Giant Bomb, Yahtzee of Zero Punctuation, and James Stephanie Sterling, the Jimquisition. So
Which I watched a collective 14 minutes of in my life.
I will read a statement, and what I want is we all know how to do the thumbs up feature on Zoom in our windows.
Should we do raise hand, because they kind of stick around, don't they? These.
Yeah, you can do raise hand.
Raise hand might be the better way to go.
So raise hand.
Yeah.
So I will read the statement. There is a maximum of 2 points for each question. So even Garrett, I was trying to think of a way that you could would make it even keel. You have a 1 out of 3 chance if you go first.
Garrett's just flashed up a cow emoji.
Great stuff. So I will read the statement. You will get 1 point.
I actually wasn't listening to Dave.
I was just looking for a fun emoji.
I'll read the statement. That's in reference to a game. I've removed identifying information of said game from the statement. And you will first guess, was it Gersman, Sterling, or Yahtzee? And then you will guess what game it was in reference to, which is considerably harder for a few of these.
So 1 point and 1 point, is it? 1 point for the
There's
person,
a couple of these
the
I think are home runs for a couple of people on here.
Unless you're Garrett.
Yeah, that's why I tried to do the 1 in 3 chance of getting at least a point. Okay. Gaming for me is a religion, and blank is the shit. That's Mark Robinson.
I'm gonna guess that's Sterling. James Stephanie Sterling.
Incorrect.
No, all right, that lets me out.
That is somebody else, and Jack has his hand up first. So that was sorry, that should be the other rule. Is that one person can steal?
One person.
Yes.
Okay.
God damn it! My default strategy is going to hell.
Sorry.
I say Jeff Gersman.
It is in fact Jeff Gersman. And no one, now that it has been stolen, only you get a chance to guess what game it is. And I can say with some confidence you won't guess it.
I see.
What I love about this quote, and I've always remembered, is the game that is in reference to is very average.
I see. This might upset one person on this podcast. How about Tunic?
No, unfortunately, it was Haze.
Haze?
Gersman got super into Haze around the time he was sacked from GameSpot.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Second one, I feel this might be more obviously branded to one of the 3. How do you masturbate at night knowing whose hand is on your dick? That's Jack Lazell.
James Stephanie Sterling.
That is a point for you, my friend.
Yep.
What game?
I just love that that's a reference to a game. That could be any JSS video. I'm going to go with the Ubisoft game. Give me Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
It was in fact Fur Fun.
Oh dear.
Okay.
These games.
Next one. I've only got to write down who I think will get this. Please wait until I finish the statement before buzzing in.
Okay.
Absolutely sublime from start to finish, and I'll jam forks in my eyes if I ever say that about anything again. If you don't like blank, fuck you, you're stupid. Mark Robinson.
Damn it.
Yahtzee Portal.
That's 2 points for
Correct.
Mark.
Yep.
The 2016 blank animations communicate more personality, saying nothing than 90% of dialogue-driven game protagonists. Jack.
Yahtzee.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Somebody gets to steal. Garrett.
I'll just say Gertzman.
Incorrect. Nobody gets points. This was a James Stephanie Sterling line about Doom. I thought
see.
2016 character that doesn't speak might have got it for somebody. Okay.
I would have guessed Doom. But yeah.
I feel this next one is it might be easy to get who it is, but again, the game might be tough. At least it's inviting some fucking interesting critique. The same cannot be said for Ubisoft's The Crew, which has the cultural equivalent of this half-empty tub of Philadelphia. Jack Lazell.
It's got to be Yahtzee.
Incorrect. Mark, you had your hand up at the same time.
I'm guessing it's Sterling then.
It is Sterling. That's a point for you. Do you want to guess what game it's in reference to?
No, I have no fucking idea.
It's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Now, I've said before that QTEs sometimes work if they're a core part of the gameplay. And in this case, they're the core, flesh, seeds, branch, and the entire fucking apple tree. Jack Lazell.
Jeff Gassman.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Mark Robinson.
Is it Yahtzee?
It is Yahtzee.
Damn
And
it.
what beloved game of Mark Robinson's could that be in reference to?
He's doing like QTEs there. Is it Azra's Wrath?
It's Heavy Rain.
Ah, yeah, that makes
Jason!
sense.
The Getaway back one day.
Next statement. Only got a couple left. I was on a bus with a guy 3 years ago and he said, yeah, I saw blank. It looks pretty good. That was 3 fucking years ago and it's still not out. Mark Robinson.
Jeff Gersman?
Yes. And what game?
Duke Nukem Forever?
Hey! Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
God, Mark's actually smashing this round.
I originally was going to do that with think of the fucking money they've wasted. Okay. Like Garrett's in with a strong shout with this next one. Not to put you on too high a pedestal here, Garrett.
I've taken a nap.
But there are only 2 good endings, a good one and a bad one, and the extreme contrast between them is rather jarring. In the good ending, you're a virtuous flower child with a love and a smile for all the shiny-coated beasts of God's kingdom. And in the bad ending, you're some kind of hybrid Hitler and Skeletor whose very piss is pure liquid malevolence. I'm sick of games that claim to have the choice, but only really come down to either Mother Teresa or baby eating. All I'm saying is a little middle ground is nice every now and then. Unfortunately, Jack and Mark breached the rules by putting their hands up before the question was finished. So Garrett, you have a free run at this one.
Yahtzee.
Yes?
Yeah.
Undertale?
Oh, Bioshock. But you got a point. You're on the board.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure one of the endings of Undertale is you do end up as like a flower thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though that does have more than 2.
These next 2, I can't emphasize enough that we need fastest finger first, because I think these 2 are going to be layups.
Wow. Rules going out the window in the middle of the quiz.
No, it's fastest finger first, but like after I finish the quote. Okay, are we ready? Grr. What? Jack?
Would that be Jeff Gersman
Yes.
and Super Mario Maker?
That is correct. I parachuted in.
Yeah, $3,200.
It's not a fucking game.
This is not a game.
Okay, and one that breaks with tradition, as in it's not any of the three reviewers we just spoke about for 9 questions. The final statement is negative. Too much water. It's Jack Lazell.
Dan Reichert.
I will accept the outlet for this. Garrett.
IGN.
Yes.
Oh god, it's the Gen 3 Pokemons. Was it Ruby Sapphire or Emerald? I assume it's Ruby Sapphire.
It is.
Good.
Wow. That's a shout.
Yeah.
That is a
the
shout.
review that became a meme. I did very much think in bowing back to something we covered quite extensively on the show at the time that my 10th quote was going to be, I didn't review it, I just stole someone else's, for Philip Muse's review. Okay, so I will tot up. We've got Garrett with 3 points in that quiz. Jack has 4 points, and Mark has 6. So congrats. I will add those to the final tallies for after Mark's quiz.
What are the current standings?
I can reveal that with one game left to play, hosted by your fave and mine, Mark Robinson, these are the scores as they stand. In 4th place, Garrett with 9 points so far.
Game in hand, though.
The game in hand. In 3rd place, Jack with 19.
Yeah. Thank you.
In 2nd place, me with 22.
Oh dear.
And in 1st place, but with no games left to play,
Yeah, I think I'm going to drop pretty fucking quickly.
Mark with 23. So
Do you know what? Mark is hastily re-editing his quiz to just be like,
it's funny, my quiz awards 0 points, he says.
what is the chemical number for mendelevium?
I want the exact number of copies sold of The Getaway Black Monday.
Oh, easy.
None.
I bought it.
To Dave. I win.
Okay, so
All right.
you have the floor, Mr. Robinson.
Okay. I have a quiz for you, gentlemen, about those tossed salads and scrambled eggs, as we are about to do a quiz about hit 90s and the early 2000s show Frasier.
Ah, brilliant. Garrett may well win this.
I won't remember a damn thing about it, so that's the problem.
Yeah. This is the thing about sitcoms, is like you enjoy it and then it all washes out of your head.
I do not have a brain for retaining information.
Salad.
Let's see what happens. I've split this into 4 rounds of 5 questions. Each round obviously is worth 5 points then, but there'll be a specific gimmick to each round. So for the first round, Frasier spanned 11 seasons with many memorable moments. I will give you a moment or event from an episode. Please tell me which season that event happened.
This.
That's tough.
Fuck this.
That's tough.
Correct guesses are worth 1 point.
I couldn't do that with Arrested Development, a show I watch once to twice a year in its entirety.
And there's like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Dave Ryan, you are going first. Are you ready?
No.
Tough. Here we go. Actually, no, sorry. It's Garrett first. My apologies. Sorry. We're all good. All right, Garrett. In which season do Niles, Frasier, and Martin go on an ice fishing trip together?
I feel like that's first half of the series. 3.
Unfortunately, it's season 2. Dave.
Hello.
In which season does Martin attend the parole hearing of the man that shot him and left him disabled?
Such a good episode, man.
4.
No, it's season 8.
I can tell you front half or back half of show so far.
Jack.
Yep.
In which season does Frasier reunite with his old Boston friend Woody Boyd?
Mark may end up winning this quiz.
I'm thinking he might. I think that was season somewhere in the middle. Season 6, I'll go.
Jack is on the board with a point, season 6.
Oh my! How many points behind Mark am I?
You're 2 behind me and 3 behind him.
Oh god!
How many behind am I, Dave? How many
Just a couple.
Oh, yay.
Just a smoosh.
You're winning, Garrett.
At life.
You're winning my
Garrett.
favourite quiz contestant 2023, I'll tell you that.
Garrett, back round to you. In which season does Frasier meet his match in the form of an arrogant radio psychiatrist named Dr. Zach?
5.
Oh, it's season 9. Dave,
Hello.
in which season do Niles and Frasier take 2 interior decorators to a cabin in the country for the weekend?
Season 6.
It's season 4.
Sure, I had 4 in my head.
Jack, in which season does Martin become engaged to Ronnie Lawrence?
Oh, that's late. 10?
No, it's season 11.
Oh, shithouse.
Background to Garrett. In which season does Frasier briefly date a woman named Kate Costas, who becomes his boss at the radio station?
That's pretty early, isn't it? 1?
No, it's season 3.
8? God.
Dave Ryan. In which season do the Cranes take a cross-country trip in Martin's Winnebago?
The Red Wearer?
5.
No, it's season 1.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
Sure.
In which season do Frasier and Roz lose their jobs at KACL?
With the... Well, they switched to salsa. Again, that's somewhere in the middle, isn't it? 5?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It's season 5, yes. The finale of season 5.
Come on! Come the fuck on!
Garrett. In which season does heavily medicated Frasier inadvertently tell Daphne about Niall's feelings for her?
7.
Garrett is on the board for a point. Season 7.
I feel like if this is a Frasier quiz and Garrett doesn't win, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.
Again, brain, no brain.
Dave Ryan. In which season does Bill Gates guest star as himself?
9.
Bang on. Season 9. Dave is on the board. I mean, hey, it's you know, you got 11. It's got to be one of them. Jack, in which season does Frasier sing Buttons and Bows on an annual appearance for a televised charitable pledge drive?
Bibbity, bobbity, hippity, hoppity. 3?
It is season 3.
Oh, come on. Fucking bring this shit the fuck on.
Garrett Kidney, in which season do Frasier and Niles discover that they were named after lab rats?
9?
No, it's season 4.
God damn it.
Dave Ryan, your last...
No concept of time.
Your last question.
This is what happens when you watch like the entire show over 2 months.
Yeah, see, you
It's
fucked
just
yourself
like-
here. You needed to pace yourself.
I binged it like,
Yeah, but you're
2.5
sick
weeks.
man, Jack.
and I've watched it through like 3 or 4 times. I
You
love Frasier.
think discussing this is helping your case, Jack?
Dave Ryan,
Yes.
in which season does Niles divorce Maris?
4.
It's season 3.
Oh, close.
Do you know what? I would have guessed 5. That's like fucking. That's
I remember when I was binging it, I was like, this happened earlier than I remembered it.
yeah.
There's also like almost 2 seasons between him divorcing her and actually getting divorced.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. True.
Jack, your last one. In which season does Frederick win a spelling bee in controversial fashion?
Oh, that's right near the end. 10 or 11. I'm gonna go 10.
It was season 9.
Oh god. Damn it.
So,
I feel like I've got a good idea for like a sort of general area of the show, but shit.
so after round 1, Garrett has 1 point, Dave has 1 point, and Jack has 3 points. I don't think it's going to get any easier. Round 2. Frasier is known for its cameos in the form of guest callers to Dr. Crane's radio show. I will give you the name of a caller and their situation. You need to tell me the name of the actor or actress who made that call.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Jesus
No.
That is hard.
Correct guesses are worth 1 point.
Because even watching the show, I'm like, you see the credits, it's like, oh, that
Yeah,
was that.
I don't usually get them until the end of the season. They do the thanks for calling.
Yeah. And you were like,
Yeah.
which episode was that person in?
See, I had the foresight to know that I was going to be in a bad place at the end of my, point scoring tally. So
Yeah.
it's all come to pass yet. Anyway, Dave, to you first. Patrick, who thinks his wife is having an affair.
I don't know. I know he did call at one point, but I don't know if it was as someone called Patrick. Sir Patrick Stewart.
No, it was John McEnroe.
Jesus.
John McEnroe. I didn't know till this moment he was on that.
No, I think we might all be fucked in this. This might be a zeros all
Jack.
round. Yeah.
Stephen, who calls in with doubts about his wife's decision to have their newborn baby share their bedroom.
Patrick Swayze.
No, it was James Spader. Garrett. Elliot, a 43-year-old salesman, apparently with a young-sounding voice.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox.
No, it was Macaulay Culkin. All right, back round to Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, complaining of mood swings, as well as symptoms of aphasia and apraxia.
I think I know this one. Is it John Cusack?
It is John Cusack. We've got a point.
Mate.
We got a point.
Fair play. Fair fucking play.
Because I was just like, hey, I watched the episode and I was like, it's such a recognizable voice. And I was like, hey, I should watch Grosse Pointe Blank again.
All right, Jack.
Yep.
Bob, who is struggling to fly home to Newark for Christmas.
I don't know. I don't know. What did he guess? James Spader again. I'm trying to think who called in.
Yeah, my brain process is like 90s actor and then blank. Just empty head.
90s Kevin Bacon.
No, it was Ray Liotta.
No, not a million miles away from Kevin Bacon.
Well, I mean, no one is, in fairness. Garrett.
Hey, I see what you're doing there.
That's a really good joke.
That's a proper good joke. Once every 100 shows, you get one.
Tom, who doesn't know... So this is for Garrett. Tom, who doesn't know if he loves his partner for herself or because things are so great between them physically.
No, the brain won't even come up with actors now. That's the state we're in.
Garrett, name a person.
Any person.
Garrett?
Garrett Kidney. Good answer.
Never heard of him, mate.
I give up. If you didn't get
It's
that.
3 times at the weekend. It's David Duchovny.
Oh.
David Duchovny.
David Duchovny. You know,
The French
fancy.
Duchovny. No,
Right.
I liked it.
Dave.
There was a whole
The only-
show based on the premise that David Duchovny fucks.
Dave, the only man with a point so far.
And not looking to extend that point.
Betsy, whose husband wants to take her on an anniversary cruise, but she has reoccurring nightmares about being shipwrecked.
The only actress whose name is in my head now because it's the 90s and it seems like something she would have done is Julia Roberts.
It's Halle Berry.
Ooh.
That's a good 90s actress as well.
Jack Lazell, your third cameo. Jenny, whose boyfriend always changes the subject when the topic of marriage comes up.
Just because I know she did one. Carrie Fisher?
No, it's Gillian Anderson.
X-Files theme.
That is yeah, so we've had David Duchovny.
Yeah, Gillian Anderson. All right, Garrett. Claire, who broke up with her boyfriend 8 months ago and is still a mess.
Or you only asked me guys. I remember Hilary Duff did one, so we'll go Hilary Duff.
No, it was Linda Hamilton on the very first episode.
That kind of surprises me. I didn't realize that, like, Hilary Duff and Frasier being on TV.
Yeah, it was the Lizzie McGuire years. Yeah, toward the end.
It ran long though, so.
All right, Dave.
Or I'm just completely wrong and Hilary Duff didn't do one. There's also a chance that's true.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah.
Madman Martinez, who pretends to be depressed as a means of plugging his car dealership.
This is a good call that I remember. No idea who it was though.
I don't know. Bruce Willis.
No, it was John Lithgow.
Oh. Legend.
Jack.
Yes.
Leonard, who is possibly suffering from agoraphobia.
90s actors. Trying to remember some 90s actors in my head. John Malkovich.
Unfortunately, it was Christopher Reeve.
Oh, wow.
Potato.
Yeah, exactly the same guy.
Garrett,
same energy.
Your chance to get a point on the board. Lydia, who is being tormented by obscene phone calls.
Just gonna stick with Hilary Duff.
It was Joan Allen.
Damn.
I don't know who that is.
All right, last round, or last bunch of questions here. Dave, you've got Chuck, a man who takes revenge on an enemy by sending him 100 scorpions in a FedEx parcel.
Show's so good.
I fucking love this show so much.
Was that like 100 in a single FedEx package or a scorpion at a time? 100
I'm not entirely
packages?
sure of the context. I will find out, I guess, in due course as I watch
After
it.
you'd open the first two, you wouldn't open it anymore, would you?
Or you would, because
Well, he's not going to do it again, is he?
It can't be another scorpion, surely.
Package after package.
Matthew Broderick, because I know he did a call.
No, it was Eric Idle.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's
that
amazing.
premise and that caller is a sensational combo.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hit that episode whenever it comes.
God bless one of the remaining pythons who isn't problematic.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack, your last guest is Phyllis, who has incurable insomnia.
I'm going to go with Carrie Fisher again.
You're on the board of a point, Carrie Fisher.
Oh my god, yes!
If it was Hilary Duff, I would have fucking raged.
Do you know what? I was thinking so much, it's like, should I repeat my answer or should I say Hilary Duff? Because if it was Hilary Duff, fucking hell. Go on.
All right, Garrett. Last question for the round.
I'm so happy.
Mark, a clerk in an all-night convenience store whose camera self is doing things that Mark doesn't approve of.
It's got to be Hilary Duff, right?
I remember. I remember. I think Joe Mantegna did one. So Joe Mantegna.
Unfortunately, his name came up just a second ago, but it was Matthew Broderick.
Ah.
I was going to guess Kevin Smith just because I thought like a clerk, that would have been really cool. But I don't think he was ever on it.
All right, so in that round, Garrett unfortunately got a score of 0 points there. Dave got 1 point, and Jack also got 1 point.
I'm just going to answer Carrie Fisher for everything from now on.
Which means that currently Garrett has 1 point overall, Dave has 2 points, and Jack has 4 points.
Yes.
Moving on to round 3. Frasier is known for its razor-sharp wit and memorable quotes. I will give you a quote. Please tell me which character it came from. Correct guesses are worth 1 point. Jack, I'm going to start with you this round.
Okay.
All right. Your first quote. There's nothing wrong with admitting you're wrong. It only hurts for a little while.
Frasier or Niles? Frasier.
No, it was Niles. Garrett. Oh, I don't think I'm going to heaven. I mean, look at me. I'm too scrawny to be an angel and too healthy to be a ghost.
Niles?
No, that was Martin.
He's not scrawny.
Yeah,
And be nice to Martin.
He's a little
It's like-
scrawny.
Like, Niles is the only scrawny person
Yeah,
on that
like-
show. I guess technically Maris, the whole idea is she's scrawny, but... Because I was like, Martin, no, she doesn't speak a word in the show.
Dave. I don't want to live in a world where someone else is the star.
Frasier.
That is Frasier. Dave Ryan on the board. Jack Lazell. Well, if it isn't the big bad wolf and the 40-something groupie.
That has to be aimed at Roz. So I'm going to go with Niles.
No, it is Roz.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was like, that's a Roz quote right there.
I thought it would have been aimed at Roz from
I was
Niles
thinking
when
it
he
was
used to, like-
aimed at Roz from Bulldog.
Yeah.
But that's probably too sophisticated for Bulldog.
Yeah, true.
Garrett. I'm not a food critic. I'm a snob.
Frasier.
No, that was Niles.
I was going to say Gil Chesterton, but maybe that is too obscure.
It's too on the nose as well.
Yeah.
Dave. When you start to lose your hair, the first thing to go is your sense of humour.
Niles?
No, it's Martin.
Ah.
Also a man who's not losing his
I
hair.
was thinking it was Niles targeted at Frasier when he got his haircut.
Yeah.
All right, background to Jack. You look like a paranoid sea captain.
Life doesn't give us enough opportunities to say that to people.
I love this show. Oh, God. I was really burnt by the last round. Is it Roz again?
No, it's Martin.
Oh, my God. I never would have guessed Martin for that. I can't even remember the moment.
I feel like every quote we were like, that's not Martin at all.
That's not my Martin.
Garrett.
Hashtag not my Martin.
All right. My mother's been dead for years, but if you're right, I'm going to kill her.
Whose mother's been dead? Both Frasier and Niles' moms are dead.
Yeah. I guess Martin's mum's probably dead as well. Right?
Yeah. Daphne's mom's not dead. It's not her. Roz's mom's not dead. It's not her.
Oh, Daphne. I love Daphne.
Frasier.
That's Frasier. Gary's on the board for a point. All right. Dave Ryan.
Hello.
If you ask me, it's divorced people you want to watch out for. If someone's never been married, it might just mean they're a careful shopper, whereas your divorce will buy any old piece of fruit without even giving it a squeeze first.
Martin.
No, that's Roz.
I was going to say Roz for that, yeah. It's the squeeze line.
Okay.
Those right are a little bit cheeky.
Jack.
Okay.
My God, I've never had a night like this in my entire life. I'm a babe magnet. I'm catnip.
That's definitely Frasier. The way he says, I'm catnip. Like he's so satisfied with himself. Yep.
That is Frasier, correct. You're on the board.
Yep.
Garrett. Dandy, you've had a breakthrough and I've lost my chair. Maybe I can sit on your breakthrough.
Martin.
That is Martin. Dave Ryan.
Yep.
Hello.
That. By the way, Mark, when
that's
you
a
get to
great
that
joke.
episode, oh my God, is that fucking hilarious.
All right, Dave.
Oh.
Not one more deceitful word. Your tongue could open a wine bottle.
Niles.
No, that's Frasier.
2 Niles, I think.
All right, last selection of quotes here, starting with Jack. Every time I look outside, I feel like I'm living inside a clown's pocket.
I think that's when there's a giant American flag on the balcony, and I think it's Niles who says it.
That is correct for a point.
Yep.
All right, Garrett, your last one. The whole point of gossip is to talk behind the person's back, not in front of them. I didn't realise you were unclear on this concept.
Daphne?
No, that's Roz.
Have you not included a Daphne quote in this entire thing?
There's been no Daphne.
Have I teed Dave up for the one Daphne
or
quote?
is it like because like any Daphne line when read straight is like full of core blimies and stuff like that? It's very obvious.
Yeah.
And yeah, the last one for Dave. I feel like this came up earlier, so this is probably going to be an obvious one. I really must go. I'm hosting a seminar on multiple personality disorders, and it takes me forever to fill out their name tags.
Niles.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a good
That is a
joke.
great joke.
So
Ah!
good. Yeah.
Niall's little quips about the meetings he's going to is always the best.
He's always going to some sort of group, and there's always a brilliant pun.
All right.
And the delivery, man, the way David Hyatt Pierce always like he doesn't like hit the joke, he sort of tosses it away a lot of the time.
I go back to what Garrett once said is like Niles Crane might be the greatest sitcom character of all time.
Oh, he's just so good.
So
Look at David Hyde Pierce.
At the end of round 3, Garrett is sitting on a total score of 3, Dave is on 4, and Jack is on 6. As we go into, obviously, the quick fire round, 5 questions, anywhere within the Frasier universe. I will start with the man on the lowest score at the moment, which is Garrett.
Shocker.
You have 5 questions, 1 point apiece. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is the name of the private school that Frasier's son Frederick attends?
I don't remember.
Marbury Academy.
Ah, yes. This will be an infuriating exercise in things triggering my brain after you say them. It is going to drive me crazy.
At the time Niles hired a private detective to look into her past, how many times had Sherry been married?
5.
6.
6.
What is the name of the coffee shop where Frasier and his friends often meet?
Cafe Nervosa.
That is correct.
Bang.
What language is Frasier tricked into delivering Frederick's bar mitzvah speech in?
Oh, Swedish?
No,
Klingon.
It's Klingon.
Oh, it's Klingon, yes.
Because Noel teaches it to him. It's literally one of my favourite moments on the show.
And finally, when Niles takes over as guest host on Frasier's radio show, what is his catchphrase?
Again, it's going to make me want to jump through a window, but I don't remember it.
Let's get better.
Yeah! Duh!
I hate this quiz.
It's upsetting me. It's so upsetting for my brain.
It's so easy when I'm doing someone else's questions. Watch me fuck all of mine up.
All right, Garrett, so you got 1 point there, giving you a final score of 4.
Exposing myself as a fake Frasier fan.
Dave Ryan, are you ready? Here we go. What was the name of the political candidate who Frasier endorsed?
I don't remember, but it was a great episode.
It was Phil Patterson.
Yeah.
What is the name of Frasier's favourite restaurant?
No.
I'm going to butcher
Le
some
Cigar
French shit. Le Cigar Volant, yes.
Yeah.
What is Roz's home state?
Minnesota?
No, it's Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I knew it was somewhere in that kind of. Yeah.
What is the name of the lawyer who represents Fraser and Niles in a wrongful termination lawsuit?
I got nothing. Bob blah blah.
Donnie Douglas.
Yeah.
And what time does Fraser's radio show start?
3 p.m.
No, it's 2 p.m. 2 till 5.
Oh!
All right, that's a score of 0 there, giving you also a total of 4. Jack Lazell,
What was Garrett's final total for your quiz, by the way?
4. All right, Jack, 5 questions. You ready?
I'm actually quite nervous because I think I could done like well on these guys' ones, but yeah, okay.
What is the name of Fraser's Wine Club?
Oh my god. Oh shit.
It's supposed to be quick fire.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's the Cork Master Club.
Oh, of course it fucking is, because I was a Cork Master. Yep, go on.
What is the name of the author whose manuscript Fraser and Niles read?
Oh my god. Is it Jack something or other? Like Jack Kirby? No, I don't know.
It's T.H. Houghton.
Oh, no, fuck. Yep, okay.
How much did Daphne pay for Bulldog in the Bachelor auction?
Oh, Jesus Christ. $1,000.
It's $100.
This is hard, these ones. Go on.
What is the name of the apartment complex where Fraser lives?
Oh no! Something side apartment. Something, really? Oh,
Quick
no!
fire.
No,
Timed out.
I don't know. I do know.
It's the Elliott Bay Towers.
Elliott Bay Towers. Fuck, God's sake. Okay, yeah, I knew this was going to happen.
It's so upsetting when it's on the front of your brain.
And finally, your final question. What breed is Martin's dog, Eddie?
I know nothing about dog breeds. Irish Terrier.
Unfortunately, he's a Jack Russell Terrier.
That's so annoying. Fuck me. I'd have got 3 on both of theirs, and I got 0 on mine.
What's
That's a
Jack's
big
final
old
score?
goose egg for Jack there, meaning his final score is 6.
Oh, that is just absolutely 100% infuriating.
Let it be known I won that round.
I fucking would have won it on either of your
conclusion
questions.
of the phrase.
That is the
victories.
conclusion of my quiz, which I was really proud of putting that together, and I've only now just realised at the end of this that it was pretty fucking difficult.
Yeah,
so.
you put it together.
That
It
is-
was like, that's a mastermind level.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
Really.
Well,
I think
I
that
didn't
turned
want to
out
do
to be
what
the hardest
state-
one.
I was like, I didn't want to do like what state is Fraser said in. I wanted to, go a little bit more advanced past that.
It's fair. We're just idiots. That's the problem. It's like, it should have been, again, if it wasn't for Garrett having the condition he described as brain, he probably would have walked that
No,
one.
it's you fooled me because I think we had a collective about 7 episodes last year where one kind of combination of you three were talking about it. So I don't know. Anyway,
No, it was worth it.
it's done me well in the overall score. So there you go.
Okay, shall I read the scores?
Please do.
Final tally after Quizomania. In 4th place, Garrett with 13 points.
Respectable tally.
In 3rd place, Mark Robinson, 23 points.
That's fine. I wasn't last. I'll accept that.
I think
Only
I'm
nearly
second.
doubled my score.
I think Dave has won
In
it.
2nd place, with 25 points,
Yep.
Jack Lazell.
Yep.
I would have loved if Dave's shitty bonus point caused them to lose,
I
but
was-
unfortunately that has not been the case.
I was doing arithmetic in my head and I was fucking sweating because in 1st place with 26 points, your boy.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. No, fair play. God damn that last Fraser
That was,
round.
I was
Jesus
sweating
Christ.
bullets during that quick fire. So I was like, no, he's taking too long, Mark.
If I'd fought for like maybe 10 more seconds on Elliott Bay Towers, I'd have
If
got
it
as
wasn't
well.
for us being so nice and giving Jack bonus points, it wouldn't have been close.
Yeah. No, I mean, the first thing with Garrett, like I was, yeah. that's
Not
how
a
I
goddamn
felt from there.
bonus point insight in my round. I am legit. I'm the only legit quiz master here. Goddamn it.
Legit
I
bronze
think my
medalist.
quiz was pretty legit. The most legit video game quiz anyone ever made.
Uh huh.
Indeed. Well, that was an epic for 300. Thank you all very much for listening in. We hope you enjoyed the quizzes. We hope you don't hate us too much for not knowing the things or for knowing some of the other things. If you want to follow us on Twitter, at linktothecast is where you need to go. Hear about the shows as they're posted. Keep up to date with the things we've been playing, watching, what you'd like us to play or watch. Individually, I'm at The Day to Dave. Mark is at Lithium Project. Jack is at Jack Lazell. And Garrett is at Garrett Kidney. Thanks very much. Here's to 300 more, my friends. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Let's go play Zelda.